Jacob, the Carpetbagger. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Dude, this is going to sound creepy as hell, okay? But I see your face so much that it's like I freaking know you already, but it's like the first time we've talked.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy. And you're like, I have no idea who the hell you are, dude.
No,
It's like quit bugging me about some stupid Comic-Con. Goddamn.
no. It's good to finally see you face to face.
Yeah, I was just telling you before I hit the old record button that I was scrolling through your channel here, just doing a little research. 8 years.
Yes.
You've been on the road, just having fun and filming stuff, and the reason I'm excited about that is because my TV network, ASY TV, also started nearly 8 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I've been on the road filming TV shows in every freaking corner of this country, and you've been kind of doing the same thing on the YouTube channel. Dude, do we have the best life?
No, I'm very fortunate. Things kind of fell into place to make this work out where I could actually do it full time as a job. I never intended for this to be a career. Never intended this for to be anything more than a hobby, but it kind of grew from there.
Well, for the 7 people on Earth that don't know you at this point, who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? I travel. I've over the past 8 years, I guess, I have traveled the 48 continental United States. I've not been to Alaska or Hawaii yet, but I've been to all the others. And I film heavy focus on roadside attractions, museums, go to a lot of amusement parks, and in the Halloween season, I do a lot of haunted attractions as well.
You just you could pretty much sum that up and say I do awesome stuff.
Well,
like
you.
literally, because I and here's the thing, I have to we have a lot in common. I was a pro wrestler for 20 years.
Oh yeah.
I do shows with like, the Bennetts and Amy Dumas. We do the UFO show together. We Doc Gallows, Heath Slater, Mike Bennett, Maria Canales, and all
That's
these
awesome.
different Evilise. And so we've got the wrestling thing in common.
Yeah.
We've got the travel thing in common. We should be best friends. I'm just putting it out there. I know you got Adam or whatever, but I'm just putting it out there that, I'm shocked that we haven't crossed paths on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big of a country.
It seems smaller and smaller every day.
Doesn't it though? Because
Yeah.
I got this saying, like I said, we have shows in every corner of the country for ASY TV. And I've got this new saying that for the last 8 years, I always say, I never know where I'm going to end up. And my other motto is just stop and go there.
Yeah.
If you see something, doesn't matter how minute, it doesn't matter how grande, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just stop there and look.
No, I think a lot of people, there's things they want to do, there's things they want to see, but they tend to put it off, push it off to another day. But I've kind of made it in my life where if I want to see something, I'm going to go see it. I don't care if it's a drive 4 or 5 hours out of my way. If it's something that I'm personally interested in, I'm willing to do what it takes to get out there and see it. Because sometimes a lot of these attractions, you never know when they're going to disappear. You might say one time I'll hit it next time, and then next time you come by, it doesn't exist anymore.
Then it's a Jamba Juice. Like, what? That was not a Jamba Juice. Like, I swear that
Exactly.
So yeah, there's tons of stuff, and it's so cool because speaking on my behalf, like one day I'll be out in the middle of a field, like in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
With Lita from WWE filming a plaque for a place that a UFO supposedly crashed 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And you just wonder to yourself, you just go, I just never know where what the breadcrumbs are crazy.
Yeah.
Like this will lead you to that, and this will lead you to that, and this will lead you to that. When you first started, though, when it was not even like, I mean, YouTube's been around for what 12 years, maybe 15 years.
I think it's, what was it, 2004, 2005? Whatever. Officially started.
Not that long.
No.
I used to use it to put pictures, like videos of my kid. Like I used to sing for bands, and I used to put like my old videos for the bands up there, my wrestling videos and things like that. Just a place to put them. It was like storage. It's like, so I don't have to keep it up here. It's just okay. Here you go. This is my like external brain hard drive. What did you think? Because I mean, on your first video on here, I'm not sure if this is your first YouTube channel, but on your first video, you've got titles, you've got your little, your little watermark on there and everything. It looks like you had a plan when you started this. It wasn't just something that evolved into something else like it did with me.
I really didn't have a plan. so I kind of got started. I was always interested in the things I film now. These are things I've been interested in for a very long time. I started off taking a lot of photos, still photography. Um, I shared my pictures on a website. It's still around, but there's a website called Flickr that
Flickr. Wow.
I'd put. Yeah, it's old school. Old school. Yeah, so I put the pictures up there. Later, I started a blog with a B, where I tried to do some, photo blogs with a B, and then kind of looking around because those never really took off in any major direction. So I thought about like maybe having some sort of video format. And as if you go way back to the beginning of my channel, you can see there's some experimental things. Me trying to figure out how I was actually going to do this.
Is it like what, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is, sometimes every day in a week?
Sometimes every day. I've been
are you just using this, or what do you?
I have let me see if I got it here. I have the Canon G7X is my go-to.
Okay.
This is a good low light camera. Part of the reason I use this is because I do film inside haunted houses and dark rides, so that picks up a lot more of the low light in the camera. But I do tell people, like people getting started, I'm like, usually there's no reason to buy a camera when you're getting started. Just just get a good smartphone.
Well, I have the like the big guns, the big cameras that we use for TV shows and things like that.
That works too.
I don't touch those things when it comes to, I do a show called the ASY TV Life, which is basically all of the behind the scenes travel stuff, van life stuff that I'm doing to go to all these different places. Like we film with Stephen Piercy from Rat, the band Rat. He's a wonderful person, and we film his life story, and we do documentaries and stuff like that. And I want to capture all that because the fun stuff isn't on the show. The fun stuff is, between the shows when I'm driving there and there's nobody but me around. And I don't dare whip out the guns for that. It's all right here. It's enough. It's perfect. Like once in a while, I'll grab one of those little gimbal things or whatever, but I don't want it to be fancy. I just want to dump it, cut it up, and go. Yeah. Is that kind of what you're doing with? Because you're doing daily content, man.
Yeah.
You can't spend 5 hours on a show editing it.
No, I can't worry too much about editing. I film during the day when I travel. Get a hotel room at night. Start editing. That takes a couple hours, and then go to bed. Wash, rinse, repeat.
So I mean, this is. People just think and I get this all the time as well. People are like, "Oh, you're just driving around having fun, hanging out with celebrities." And no, dude, this is the hardest I've ever worked in my life. Like I was in the army, 10 times harder than the freaking army. Okay. I'd rather be crawling in mud sometimes with an M16 in my hand. Tell people how much work goes into this on a daily basis. You kind of covered it, but. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying how much work goes into this thing.
It was, it's like what I tell people is, people, what was it that people say? It's like, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's not true. That's not true. When you work for yourself, you're always at work. You're always thinking of something. You're always in your head, at least thinking on what you need to do. So I way overwork myself. Like today, just for instance, basically it was wake up. It was, hit the road, hitting different attractions. Right now, I still got to get to my hotel, still got to edit. I'm planning on doing a live stream tonight on my channel. So
I got that notification actually. So
so it's always go, go, go. And then occasionally, I occasionally do have to take a day or two off just to breathe.
Exactly. What is and I don't want to keep you all night. I know you got a long road ahead of you. I can relate. What is scheduling like? Do you wake up one day and go, okay, I'll do that? Or do you have like a 10-year plan, or do you have like a month plan or a week plan?
It's sort of I sort of have kind of a general idea. There's certain things I want to hit at certain times around the country. So kind of a loose plan that kind of just tightens up as I go. I kind of learned during the pandemic. I had, when the pandemic started, I had the next like 3-4 months completely mapped out, and then all that went out the window. So I've learned to be a little more, since the pandemic, I've learned to be a little more flexible.
Yeah, the pandemic was fun for us. It wasn't fun. Trust me. I'm just saying, just finding things to do. Thankfully, Doc Gallows from Impact Wrestling, formerly Luke Gallows, ended up doing a show. So we were in like Georgia for months just filming his life story. But and there was no masks in sight down there. So I did want to know, how do you stay positive? Now, I imagine there's a lot of stuff that gets left on the editing floor, because I know there's plenty of times where I'm like, hey, I'm here at the, God, will you shut the hell? Oh, and then I imagine that happens, but you seem like a real positive guy, which is why I like watching your show. There's a very few YouTube shows that I watch, and they're all just like Van City Van Life with Chrome and his dog up there in Canada, just living in a van. Trenton Alley, Kara and Nate, Grim Life Collective, Adam, Scott on Tape, and all these. I'm probably leaving out 15 that I watch, but you guys all stay positive, and it's so nice because it's not a positive world.
No,
it's so easy, and I'm trying to let you guys influence me to be more positive, because
it's not a positive world, and I think that pushes me to try to be more positive, because I think there's so much negative content out there, whether it be a lot of it is politics. People are super political. People are super charged with their beliefs right now. So I try to make my channel a haven, where people of all beliefs are welcome. People of all political backgrounds are welcome. We're not going to talk about that sort of stuff. We're going to focus in on nice things, on happy things, on fun things primarily.
Do you sit around and look at your numbers, or do you just not care because they're there? I mean, you obviously have to care because you are getting something in return, but do you refresh and just keep looking? I admit
it. I do. Because YouTube, when you have a YouTube channel, they give you an app that can show you the analytics almost every way, up and down, every little measurement. So yeah, you do it, and it's probably a bad habit to get into, but I'm in the habit of checking those numbers. You can watch a video over the course of the day, seeing if it's picking up steam or slowing down, and how it compares to other videos. So I'm bad to that. Yeah, I mean, you want to know. I mean, yeah, definitely. It's a balance, because I got to stay true to myself with the channel. I got to focus. It does have to be things that I am passionate about, but I do, look at videos like, what does the audience like to see? What sort of places do they like me to visit? And that does play a factor.
When you there's 350 million people in this country alone, just in this country.
Yeah.
And when you look at your older video, not even older videos, just a year or two ago, you have a video that has 3 million views. That is like an actual percentage of the nation.
Is it?
350, divide. I'll ask Alexa later, but it's
no, it's really hard. It's still to this day hard for me to wrap my brain around stuff like that. Like this started out as a hobby. I'll tell you what, like when I reached the point when I was making enough money to cover my travel expenses, I thought, I'm set. I can go see these places, and I can pay for my gas. I can pay for my food. I can pay for my hotel room with the money I make in return. I never, at that point, I was like happy. I didn't think that I'd even needed to like make a little extra money on the side, because I thought my goal was accomplished. But as the channel's grown, it's been crazy. I still am not used to the fact that people do recognize me in public. It's flattering. Absolutely flattering. I'm not the kind of person that gets upset about that, because it blows me away that I could actually, just walking down the street, run into a person that's familiar with my videos and is happy to see me.
That's insane. And you got such a unique look and gimmick, speaking wrestling terms, it's, you've got your gimmick worked out. I mean, if I seen you with the sideburns and the round hat with the pins on it, I'm going to scream your name like I'm a fanboy at this point. I'm like, Jake, I had that Carpetbagger right there. So it's just going to happen. So get used to it, because we're going to cross paths at some point. The cool thing about what you're doing though, is these videos are timeless. I mean, yes, sure. Some of these places close down. I've dealt with that as well. Some, you eat at a restaurant and then you go back and you're like, oh, well, that sucks, But what you're doing is like, people still want to know about Meow Wolf.
Yeah.
ASY TV and Meow Wolf have been working together for years now, and it's because of you, believe it or not. because I saw you at the Santa Fe location years ago, and I'm just going, well, crap, I want to go there. And then Amy Dumas, Lita from WWE, is like, well, I love Meow Wolf. I'm like, well, why don't we film there? And then we get in touch with them. And next thing you know, we're all filming. And we filmed at all 3 locations like 3 times each now, 4 times.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and they got
one of my absolute favorite places in the entire world, Meow Wolf. All 3 of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you've been to Convergence Station, absolutely, right? Yeah,
I went there. I showed up I think it was less than a week after they opened. I managed to get out there.
It's so cool. My favorite's still Omega Mart. I was just there like 5 days,
would say
a week ago.
Yeah, when people ask me, I think Omega Mart. I think the grocery store gimmick, I think is great, and it just leaves just an endless possibilities there.
Absolutely. I was in LA just a few weeks ago. Have you been to Slashback Video?
I have not, but it is
I beat you to someplace.
But I've been tracking it down. It was in, oh my gosh, what's the store? Miss Bearded Ladies,
Mystic Museum.
Yeah, it was over there. I came out there and they had switched it out. But
it's across the street now.
Someone told me that they found the Slashback Videos and got its own location now.
It's so cool.
I
actually was thinking about that when I was there. This is weird that I think about you so much. It's just weird. But I was doing my little ASY TV live show there with Jerry Montano, who's the bass player for Stephen Pearcy. And he's the one that introduced me to that and the Mystic Museum. And I was just like going, I wonder if I beat him to this, because I never beat you to anything. and I thought the same thing also. You've been to the Goldfield Ghost Town, right? In the outskirts of Phoenix?
Maybe not.
This vehicle is connected by OnStar to limited services.
Mine does that too.
My car started talking. I don't know what that was.
It's to stop talking. Nobody's talking. Whatever. Mine does that all the time. I'm just like, please, why? But the Goldfield Ghost Town, it's like this built ghost town, like at the foot of the Superstition Mountains, and it's so cool. We got the film there. We do a show on ASY TV called On the Roadside, which is like a voiceover type, just showing stuff.
Yeah,
an excuse for me to go around and have free fun, basically. But yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's like I haven't seen this on this show, and it's consuming to me. I first watched you like 2 years ago. I think it was, like I said, the Meow Wolf thing, and then I think right afterwards you went to Gatlinburg, where I was filming at as well, like the next week. So I'm like, whoa. And you've been kind of a go-to for me. You're kind of a cheat sheet, because I'm in, like I said, I'm all over the country now in between. I don't fly anywhere. I hop in my van. I stay in my van because it's awesome and I love van life. And I go to Carpetbagger's page and I'm just like, hey, what did he do here in Gatlinburg? And that's how I discovered like Cinologia in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I ended up getting to be really good friends with Nick and everybody up there. I consider them very close friends now because of you. Also in Vegas, like the Golden Tiki. I know all those guys up there now.
Love the Golden Tiki. Yeah.
It's so. I took Heath Slater up there, and he didn't like the food. He called the salmon pate cat food, and it was like, okay, I guess we're not coming back here. But it's just like, how does that make you feel to know that you're kind of like inspiring? I'm guilty of it. Like,
I think it's great. I mean, because one of the reasons I visit these places is because I love these places, and I'm happy to share them. Some of my viewers aren't able to travel, so I'm happy to share that to them. But I encourage people that have the ability to travel, that want to see these places, to absolutely 100% go out and support these attractions. I tell people, support your local roadside attraction. A lot of these places are, family owned. They don't last forever all the time. So, visit them if you have a chance.
Cool. Last thing I got to talk about, man. I've never seen you here in Colorado Springs. Maybe you've been here.
I don't know. Colorado, and admittedly, a lot of those states in Colorado, those square-shaped states, I've not had the chance to explore. Kind of, they have long winters, so I've not had a chance to go out there as much. But yeah, I definitely probably need to explore Colorado some more.
Absolutely. We have the Comic-Con coming up June 18th, 19th. I'm hosting a Comic-Con because I'm stupid. I've always wanted to do it, and I knew it'd be a lot of work, but I had no freaking idea. It's like, oh yeah, so let's run a television network. Sure. Yeah. And what else can I do to just, raise my blood pressure at this point? It's here's the thing. Traveling for me is an addiction. I was just talking about that before I had you on. It's a straight up addiction for me. Would you consider it an addiction for you to wake up in a different city every morning, have a different adventure every day? Is it more of an addiction or is it more of a job at this point?
A little bit of both. I mean, a little bit of both. Yeah, like I said, I used to, you said my YouTube channel is, was 8 years old. I mean, the first couple of years I was doing it for free, or not even free, just I was paying to do it. So,
Right.
so yeah, I mean, I'd probably be doing this anyway, even if I wasn't getting paid for it.
Well, dude, it's really cool to meet you. I am hoping that we can cross paths on the road.
Absolutely.
And do something, not for the betterment of you. I've only got 4,000 subscribers. So I need to sit. You are a tree to me. Okay. I need to sit under that learning tree and go, okay, is it my keywords? What the hell am I doing wrong here? Because I've got like mega stars and stuff on my channel, and I've got you doing a lot of this, not the same stuff. It's a different feel. It's basically just, the ASY TV life. It's just me going, oh, hey, now we do this. A lot of home stuff, personal stuff.
Yeah.
But yours is more just straight up International Spy Museum. That was yesterday.
Yes, that was yesterday. Yeah.
Gotcha. And you've already got 8,000 views on that thing. You know what I mean? You've been in Washington, D.C. all week. So you just kind of hit a city first. Is that how you do it? You point at the city. I'm going to Washington, D.C. And then what's in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe I'll have like one thing that I really want to see or something that I haven't seen before. So I'm like, we'll go see that. Then I kind of look at, what can I stop on the way? What can I stop and hit along the way? What else is in the city that I can see once I'm there? And with Washington, D.C., I just hadn't been there in a little while. So I've wanted to revisit the Smithsonian's. They're always changing things there.
And here's a question, the last one, and I have no business, and you can tell me to, screw off on this one if you want to. It's a question I have no business knowing the answer to, and nobody really does. But how are you affording this stuff? I know YouTube pays you. I get it. You have 60 million subscribers or something like that, or I know you don't, but what is it like? Where are you at right now? Like
about 425,000, I think.
That's crazy, man. That's just nuts. And that's not all your views either. It doesn't come just from your subscribers. It's
no, not necessarily.
Yeah, I've got to learn from you, dude. I have to. I'm not asking at this point. I'm demanding you tell me the secret. You've cracked the code, and I'm sitting here looking at the egg, going, I don't even know how to put a dent in this thing. I look at some of my videos and they got 30 views. I'm like, oh, come on. This person's on that view.
It's hard. It is.
It's just is it consistency, or is it actually you got to figure out the algorithm, or all of the above?
I wish I knew. I stumbled backwards into this. So nothing I did was calculated. Nothing I did. It was, pure organic growth in some ways. I got a little bit of traction here. A few videos that probably help, like the ones that go into the millions. That always helps if it catches the algorithm in some way.
Was there somebody who inspired you to do this? And I know you hang out with Adam the Woo.
No, Adam was I was already, like I said, I was already doing this even when I wasn't filming it. I was visiting these places. Adam the Woo definitely inspired me to kind of the format. He kind of laid out a format for videos that I felt that I could use. And Adam's been kind of a mentor to me over the years. Give me advice. Kind of following in his footsteps in a way. Even though I do feel like me and Adam, I think our channels are very different. There's a very different vibe to both channels.
Oh, absolutely. It's a lot of our TV shows on ASY TV are exactly the same. I'll fully admit that. It's just different personalities.
Yeah.
Which completely changes it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, we're all doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Literally sometimes the exact same stuff, but it's just you. And then there's, him, and there's Scott on tape. And like I said, all these different people that are just making it so much different. But man, I sure appreciate you having a conversation with me. I've been wanting to see your face and pick your brain for a long time now. Dude, I've been watching you for years.
Yeah.
For years. It makes no sense to me that I never thought, because I used to make fun of my kid. Oh, you're just watching YouTube all day. Yeah, you and your big YouTube stars. And now that's all I watch, that's it. So, the youth of the what do you call it? The student teaches the teacher type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching all of you guys, and I appreciate what you're doing, man. And thanks for all the like I said, the cheat sheet stuff. I appreciate it. Every time you do something, that's a future shoot for me. So awesome. Good to meet you, brother. And be careful on that never ending road. All right.
I will.
Cool. Stay in touch.
I will.
Later, brother.